Right, my father would have been helping Dennis Murphy making the hay, say, and Anne was in the house. Anne was living there and she was doing a line with this Ghlúine man. I don't know his first name, but anyway, at some stage in the evening, the Ghlúine man came into the field. So Dennis and all his help had to leave. They had to have a bit of a court, you see. My father always told me that.
Chaperoned.
So they all left until the court and...
when it happened.
Yeah, but nothing came of the line anyway, so... her work then must have taken her to Mountbellew because Pa worked in the monastery.
Okay.
He was a carpenter in the... the Franciscan College. Yeah, the monastery, Anne used to call it.
Yeah.
And they had a car obviously for her work.
And then
Pat used to drive her everywhere. And I think Pat used to go into the kitchen as well.
Okay, so the spark started then between the two of them.
I don't know, were they married when he started driving around?
Yeah.
I'm sure he was, like, but I imagine she went on a bicycle at the beginning, like.
Oh God, yeah, they're all on bikes. So she was originally from...
Yeah, Kilcommins Mountbellew.
And you said she had many siblings?
Yeah, eight girls and 4 boys altogether. 12. She had 7 sisters and 4 brothers.
Oh my Lord.
Big family.
Army of them.
Yeah.
And where did she do her training for midwifery?
She wasn't trained.
Oh, she wasn't.
Yeah, sure.
No, she wasn't.
None of them were...
a handywoman, they called them. Yeah. So she must have learned it from her mother, maybe. She would have been one of the older ones in the house.
No, I'm telling you, she wasn't, because the older ones immigrated.
Okay.
And Delia was older. Delia died in 1977.
Yeah.
My grandmother. And died in 1983.
But you find a lot of these women that didn't have their own families helped the local women. You know, mind the babies after they had them, or they get them dinner, and So she probably just fell into it.
No, come up here. I have to show you something. Come on. And bring that.
Oh, bring this. Okay. That's the job. That's the job.
You can do what you like with it, but see, did you hear I'm going to relate the story to you? Anne's father was also called Dennis Murphy, and her mother was Bridget Carey from Kilcommins, and Bridget Gerry was 25 stone.
Oh my Lord.
So she lost her walk as she got older. And they lived in a thatched house at a half door. So this chair, they must have this chair in the house. But for her legs to reach the floor, she was a stocky, short woman. They cut the 4 legs. So
that she could
the legs are short. And see, they had to reinforce the chair with 4 steel bars in case she burst out through.
That's brilliant.
And Dennis was supposed to be a lovely man, but Bridget was a bit of a...
So that chair must be years old.
I restored the chair myself. It was painted and I stripped it all back and varnished it. And
it's lovely though. It's great to have it. It's a great story.
Yeah. In 1989, a fella, one of my grandaunts married him again, and she had a lot of children, and a second cousin of mine came to the door, and he was looking for my mother because she used to, all sides of the family, to tell them the connections. He says, I'm looking for Teresa. Well, I said, she's gone to England at the moment, but I said, come in anyway. And he got talking to my father, and he was McCann. And he had a kind of resemblance to one of my first cousins, even though they're the second cousins. Yeah. And he had a little boy with him, and I brought him out in the back kitchen, as we call it. And he had a small baby, like, and his wife with him. And I told him to throw the chair, and he put the little lad in the chair, and he took a photograph, and he said to him, "You are now sitting in your great-great-grandmother's chair," and the tears were rolling down his eyes. I mean, it meant so much to him.
Of course it does. Yeah, of course it does. It's huge to them.
But she used to sit in the chair all day and look out over the half door, and she had to have her legs on the ground, and it had to be reinforced because she was
a large
24 or 25 stone.
That's a brilliant story. Brilliant story. It's great you kept it. Those items are invaluable. You know? It's
the story more so than the chair.
Yeah. And so you were saying too about Anne when she delivered. some of the lads around the place. She said there was some.
Oh yeah, but Pat even for certain if you want to go to him.
Yeah.
And maybe JP Dunn.
Okay.
But Pat, the older of the Divneys, Pat always, because Tom was living down there in Scania, and Pat used to always...
She did a big area, didn't she, really?
Oh, she did, yeah.
All around Mountbellew.
She did, like, those columns were from my law, like, and Johnny Hughes was down below Mountbellew.
So, Mountbellew, my law, Skahana,
yeah. Menla, yeah.
I wonder would she have went as far as Castleblakeney, maybe the other side?
Well, probably, yeah. I couldn't be sure of her exact geographical area. Like.
Well, I had Catherine Mullins tell me that she had a great saying. Mrs. Kilcommins had a great saying that, what way did she say to her now? She said, see that lad over there? I was at his birth and he won't even look at me.
That'll be her. She was very smart with the tongue, yeah. And she used to come up to my grandmother and she'd bring a chicken. You know, those cooked chickens were a great craze. And we're telling Pat to sit in and they'd all eat it, like. And she'd keep reminding Delia, like, I brought you a chicken, Delia. But you know, she knocked the good out of it in a way, like. She was kind of bossy, but she had a heart of gold, though.
A good heart of
Yeah, and my father always said that she was very neat and very hygienic. Well, you'd have to be, I suppose, pushing. They may not all have been, but...
no, they wouldn't have all been, so she was very clean.
Yeah, she was very clean, yeah.
But then she must have brought a lot of comfort to women if they wanted her there, you know?
Yeah, and very prompt. All over the day, mate, Anne was in call, our maid was in call.
Oh, wow.
But I distinctly remember watching the All-Ireland. I did 71, they were in the All-Ireland 71, 73 and 74. But 3 or 4, I don't know how many. Delia, I delivered him. And next thing he passed the ball to Johnny Hughes. Delia, I delivered him. and somebody said to her, did you deliver all the team? And then she said, a lot of them.
Most of them probably.
Yeah. But now, going back to Indy Collar and saying there was captain of the 60s team, I don't know what you have delivered him. But I imagine she could have, you know.
Possibly.
Yeah. Seeing that she did some of the columns, that must have been her area, like.
Yeah. So how long do you think she was doing it for, Gerry? Like, would it be
she was
50s,
doing it
60s, 70s, or was it 60s, 70s, 80s, or what?
You mean decades?
Yeah.
No, she wasn't even doing it in the 70s when I say she was...
50s, 60s.
50s, 60s, that's it.
Yeah, 50s and 60s.
When she started, I wouldn't have known, like.
And when did she pass, Gerry?
1983.
Okay.
Yeah, and Pat lived until the early 90s, I think, 95.
And what age was she when she passed? What age was she when she passed?
She was in her 80s. I was looking for a memorial card and I couldn't find it. Whether they had one or not.
So around 1900 she was born. Around 1900 probably she was born.
That's right, yeah. My Delia was born in 1890 something, like.
Yeah, so she's around that.
Yeah. This is my grandmother here on the wedding day. You have the picture of Bob in the... He was involved in the siege of Kilcommins.
Oh, no way, was he?
Oh, he was,
what was his name, Gerry?
Well, Jimmy Laffy has all that, Bob. Bob Lally.
Bob Lally.
Yeah.
That's great. It's a lovely photo. It's a great photo.
Yeah, and that's my mother and father, and that's Mary and I. But it's amazing, that time the man had the privilege of sitting down, like.
Oh, yeah. But it's a beautiful photo.
And she had 17 babies. My father was one of a twin, but 10 lived.
17?
And 4 died in their adult years.
Oh my God.
So 6 outlived her. But she was a great woman of faith. She accepted it as God's wish. Like he was completely different. He didn't make the institutions of the church. He was a very clever man.
Okay.
He educated himself, like, and he was in the old IRA, like, and he was one of the founding members of Fine Gael around here. He was in Frog Camp frog in Wales with Michael Collins.
No way.
Oh, he was, yeah. I've all that.
Jimmy's all that.
Oh, Jimmy's all that,
I
yeah.
must hit Jimmy up now and get him to send. He probably has it written up somewhere.
Yeah, there was, before, there was cobblestones up along there years ago. And Bob was on the run from the Black and Tans. And when they said the rosary before they go to bed, someone would go out. And they'd hear the hobnail boots of the Black and Tans coming up the cobblestones. And they say, Bob, go. And he'd go to the back. And there's a wood. Kilbeg Wood is at the back, and the far side of Kilbeg was a man called Jimmy Burke who was living on his own, and Bob would just stay there many days a night. So when the knock would come on the front door, it'd be too late for him to go because there'd be less tenants at the back. And they'd come in and they'd say, Mrs. Lally, have you seen your husband? She said, I haven't seen him for weeks. Well, when you do see him, tell him we'll blow the head off. But they wanted to kill him. But,
they did?
Yeah, but because he was involved, he was active like him.
But they had good lookouts.
Huh?
They had good lookouts.
Yeah.